Hey Scruffy, how you doing? How you like the heat today? Yeah, I saw you drink all your water. So this morning, I looked out the kitchen window at its water bowl, and it was empty. So you ain't even thirsty, huh? So I refilled the bowl this morning, and he saw me. I don't think he expected me. Okay, well, you ready for dinner? So I got your hearty cuts. Let's see, beef and chicken, and kibble. And I got another bowl of water for you. Though it looks like you actually didn't touch it through the day. So I guess you drink mostly at night, huh? Okay, well, I'm going to bring out the food. Okay, so let's food on the table. Let's get the water. Close the door. So, take the old water bowl out. Oops. Yeah, it's still pretty full. I just spilled some. And I filled the new bowl to the rim, in case he drinks a lot tonight. Okay, so let's sit in the chair and get the glove on. Okay. Ready? Here. So yeah, we had another really hot day again. Though it was actually cooler than yesterday. So we, unlike yesterday, did not hit triple digits. Still hot though. But yeah. Guess it's an accomplishment to not hit the triple digits. And he has that blue speck on his fur again, so he's been hanging out somewhere with a blanket. So I wonder which one he's hanging out at. So I didn't see him on the table today. So I think he's using one of the other places I use the moving blankets. So I've been using the moving blankets a little bit as a tarp because I don't have enough tarps. So we get a lot of dust and soot and other pollutants in the air that settle down on things, and so it's really hard to clean. So I found that just keeping tarps on stuff makes my life easier because then I don't have to clean the underlying stuff. But yeah, anyway, so it was hot today. And yeah, as I mentioned, I looked out the kitchen window and I saw his water bowl was empty. And so that meant he drank all the water in the night. So I got up about mid-morning, just trying to sleep in. Didn't work out so well. Oops. So the weather was supposed to be similar to yesterday, though it looked like it was not going to be reaching the highs of yesterday. So, but it was still going to be pretty bad. But it was still morning, so I said, okay, well, I might be able to go out for a bike ride before it gets ridiculously hot. And I checked the air quality, and it was marginally better than yesterday. So yesterday, yeah, we got into the, what was it? Yeah, it was a yellow. So there's, depending on which site you go to, there's like a yellow zone, and there's an orange zone, and then there's a red zone, and then a purple zone. And so we were in the yellow, orange, and red yesterday. Purple is really, really bad. We didn't hit purple, fortunately. But we had, last year we actually hit the purple a lot. We had so many fires in the area that the air quality was unbreathable, basically. But yeah, the red zone's actually really bad too. And so we got into the red zone yesterday. And then I think today, I think we avoided the red zone. I didn't check this afternoon. We might actually hit the red zone in the afternoon. But yeah, we hit this morning we were still in the yellow zone, which is, if you're sensitive to bad air quality or you have lung problems, you need to stay out. But if you're healthy, you can probably stay out for limited exposure. So I thought, okay, the weather is going to continue to be bad for a while, so I probably should go for a bike ride. Well, I still can. So fortunately, it took me a little bit to get out the door, so it was already late morning by the time I hit the road. And the heat was starting to get bad. The air was very smoky still, though the sun was very strong even still, so the sun was able to penetrate all the smoke. So it was pretty intense sun intensity and hot weather. And my only thing going for me was it was still slightly early enough that we hadn't seen the worst of the temperatures yet. But I reached the park that I normally go biking at, and they had closed it. So there was a big sign basically saying closed due to fire danger. Or was it hazardous conditions, which includes fire danger. And so I'm guessing they closed it yesterday, if not the day before, and they just kept it closed because by the time I got there, it was still early enough that there have been worse times that they've kept the park open, so it didn't make sense they'd close it for the current temperature and weather. But my guess is they probably closed it yesterday and just said, look, it's going to be bad for the next several days at least, if not week, so we're just going to keep the park closed. So I was kind of disappointed. So I switched to my backup route. So my backup route sticks to standard streets, which means I have to deal with cars. So it's not my favorite route, but it's all I can do. It still heads out towards the outskirts of the park, so it kind of goes into the hills or mountains, and I've mentioned, yeah, there's like a back entrance to the park. There's like a secret, not so secret entrance to the park. It's not really secret, but it's not really a public entrance. There's like no parking lot. It's, I think, mostly for the residents who live up in those hills or mountains that want to take a back route. It's almost like their backyard. So, you ready for food, Scruffy? You want more pets? So we're a little early tonight, but I assume you want your food. Looks like you're waiting at the door, even though we're a half hour early. Okay, let's get your food. So, yeah, I took my alternate routes, and there's one section of the route. It's on a not a major street, but it's kind of a main street that connects two bigger streets. But we're starting to get into the hills, so there's not like a lot of heavy traffic. But in this fairly short segment of the street, I came across 3 roadkill squirrels. So I was surprised there were that many that close together. So yeah, I guess that street's a little dangerous. And yeah, it looks like they've been flattened for a while, and looks like they were really hard run over because they were completely flat. Okay, I think I'm done brushing. So anyway, my backup route eventually connects to the hill climb number 3, which I sometimes do when I feel like a challenge. So I got to the base of the hill climb number 3 and decided, well, since I'm out and I'm here, I think I can do it, so I guess I'll do it. So I did the climb, and that takes you to the not-so-secret entrance of the park. And actually, I've been wondering about this for a while. So I'm wondering if the park rangers actually put out a sign announcing that the park is closed on the not-so-secret entrance. Because it is an official entrance, it's just not really a public, it's not a convenient public entrance. And so it almost looks like a secret entrance. And it's a bit remote, so unless you have a bicycle, you're definitely not taking any cars there. And you're walking into the entrance, I'll say, the bike. But getting up there by bike is actually a challenge. So I'm assuming they don't get much bike traffic there either. And so anyway, I've been curious if they actually have a sign that announces that the park is closed. Because I was thinking one loophole is if I really wanted to get into the park when it was closed, I could use that not-so-secret entrance because there's like no gate or anything. And it's remote enough that I doubt anyone's patrolling it, and so I was thinking if they don't mark it, then if they catch you inside the park, you say, well, I didn't know you didn't have any sign out. And I came in through that the entrance up there, and maybe they'll, I don't know if they're actually that nice. I mean, they don't have to listen to your excuses and write you a ticket anytime they want. But you could at least you could make an argument that, hey, I legitimately didn't know. And so if I actually did come through that entrance, it's also another concern. If I actually did come that way without passing any of the main entrances, there was actually a risk that I could go into the park when it was closed and not know it. But they actually had a sign out today, so it looks like, yeah, they do actually have somebody go up there, and there's a little fold-out sign that they put in front of the path, and basically says "Park closed, do not enter." So I'm actually surprised. I didn't think they would do that, because the only way they can get the sign where they placed it is either they have to walk up the length of that trail, which is actually not a short trail, and it's kind of steep, so I don't think they actually do that, or they have to drive outside the park, leave it, and go up a bunch of it. Either they have to take the long route, or they have access to specific service roads, and they have to have a key to unlock them, and then drive up some public roads, and then figure out where to park in this residential neighborhood, and then carry the sign from their truck down. It's not a direct path. You actually have to like walk from the street into some. There's like a dirt trail that goes down a really steep drop off, and then into kind of this dirt clearing, and then once you go through the clearing, then the path to the entrance to the park starts, and then you'd have to put the sign there. So it's actually some effort to get up there. So I'm surprised that the park rangers actually do that, but they did it. So I don't have an excuse. I can't sneak into the park when it's closed. So after I checked that out, I turned around, and then I decided to take a more scenic route back. So there were some nice, expensive homes up on parts of the mountainside or hillside, and so I took one of the more scenic routes that goes up through some of the homes closer to the top, and it's kind of hilly and windy. It's actually a little bit of a challenge, and you gotta watch out for cars. So a lot of blind spots, and it's really steep in some places, so gotta be a little careful. But it has a couple nice vantage points. It's not as clear as like the big vantage points on hill climb #1, but you can still kind of see parts of the valley from this scenic route I took, and so I could definitely tell the smoke was covering the valley. So the smoke today is actually pretty bad. So after that, I came home, and that was my ride. Oh yeah, I was talking about Scruffy's water. So yeah, anyway, before I left for my ride, the first thing, right before I left, I came out here with a cup of water so I could refill the bowl. I didn't expect to see Scruffy out here, but he was actually sleeping behind the table near the railing, kind of in the shade, and I can't see him from the window. His position there. So when I came out, I was surprised to see him, and I think he was surprised to see me. He didn't look happy to see me, but he also didn't look terrified. So I guess that's progress. I think he was more perplexed. What the heck am I doing out here now? Why are you in my territory now? And so I poured his water into his bowl, which actually had a little tiny bit of water left, but not much. And then I came back in, and then I watched him from the window. He walked over to the water bowl, but continued to look towards the sliding glass door. I think he was wondering if I was going to come out again. He didn't look into the kitchen window, so he didn't notice I was watching him. And then eventually he took a short drink of water, and then I think walked back to his nap. Looks like, Scruffy's not going to stick around. Okay, folks, yeah, it's still another really hot day, so I think I'm going to go in. And unfortunately, the weather I think is going to continue. I think tomorrow it's probably going to be similar. Then there's a chance it's going to start cooling down a little bit. But we'll see. They keep changing their weather report, so we shall see. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.